I think sometimes what could happen is that we already have the answer, so we keep going to God about the same thing, and the Lord is like, daughter, ma'am, just get started. What else is there to say? That's the intro. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video here on Chats with Michelle. If you are needing permission to pivot, here it is. Well, I say that slightly joking, right? Because I do encourage you to go and seek God's face, right? Get the clarity that you need from the Lord, have that quiet time. And I also want to, maybe the word is challenge you. That's the word. I want to challenge you to also do it afraid. I think sometimes what could happen is that we already have the answer, so we keep going to God about the same thing, and the Lord is like, daughter, ma'am, just get started. And we keep being like, God, I need like this, like in a way where like I cannot mistake in it. And the Lord is like, girl, if you don't just do the last thing that I told you to do and just get started. So I want to challenge you here. I want to encourage you to just do it afraid, do the thing, even if it's not perfect. Just get started, get going, or rather continue. It really is a mental game. And when we find ourselves in these times, in these just really challenging, mindful times, we can forget, how we forget to check in with the Lord. Just talking to Him and checking in with Him and just being in constant communication, because our problems in front of us, around us, the things that we're dealing with can seem so big that we tend to forget the very God that brought us through the challenging times before in the past. And I know I find myself in this cycle more times than I'd like to actually admit. And as hard as it may seem, you really do have to decide to make that decision. It's so easy for us to sit and scroll and watch other people live their lives online. Quite literally, scrolling on your phone online can be very numbing because it just takes you out of your very real life situations that you got going on, and you can just focus on what is going on online. So whether that's like the drama, the gossip, maybe even funny videos, skits, sketches, or vlogs, whatever it is, you can just remove yourself out of your own life and you can disappear for 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, who even knows. But you just find yourself in this cycle of then not dealing with your own life and busy watching everyone else's. So here's what I'm going to need you to do. Get up. That is the theme of this video. If you haven't caught on by now, I need you to get up. So you mean to tell me, Michelle, that you've got this whole thing figured out. So all you got to do is just give it to God and everything is going to be a-okay, okie dokie. Things going to be chugging along, moving smoothly, etc. No. What I'm saying is I'm choosing to be obedient. I'm choosing to surrender my ways to the Lord. I'm choosing to use what's in my hands. Like, God, what have you given me? What have you given me to deal with, and going that way? And I'm also saying that I don't always get it right. I can think of many scenarios where I didn't get it right. Many scenarios where I'm like, in hindsight, I'll be like, yeah, I probably should have let God handle that one, because it probably wasn't really kind. It probably wasn't nice. It probably wasn't, gentle. But what I'm learning and I'm getting better at each and every day, and I'm so grateful that God would be so kind to allow me another chance and another chance and another chance to try and get it right, is that His ways are always so much better than mine. Sometimes we want things just because we see it, but we don't actually want it for real. And to be clear, I'm not talking about needs. I'm talking about wants. Like you don't really want it, but because you see it, now you think you want it. Like, we think about like success and we see what we see online and social media and things like that. And it's like, now what can happen sometimes is you're aspiring for a certain lifestyle or a certain thing or a certain trip or a certain anything. And it's like, do you even want that? Is that what your goals are? Like, what are even your goals? What do you want? Do you know what you want? You know, what is your assignment? And I think if we're not careful, we can become carbon copies of each other or of other people, right? And if you think about a carbon copy, it's not like the original. The original, you can see the full print very boldly. But the carbon copy is usually what? It's faded. And I truly believe that we were all placed on this earth on purpose, with purpose, and for purpose. God has an assignment especially for you. The Lord made you unique. The Bible talks about God knowing how many strands of hair we have on our head. Like, you're here on purpose. We don't have to be a copy of someone else. And I want to be clear here in saying that I'm not speaking to being inspired or even having the same interests, because I would assume that that's the reason why you're here, right? You're interested in similar things as me and you find inspiration, etc. Like, oh, that's a good idea. So it's not even speaking to being inspired, but more so when it's quite literally a copy and paste, not having your own identity, not having your own personality. And hello, excuse me, Michelle, oh my goodness, I am so guilty of this. Like, let me say that while I'm sitting here, like, I don't sit on a high horse. Please believe me when I tell you this. Like, I am not exempt. I also have found myself in these situations where I'm like, wait, what am I doing right now? I'm like, Michelle, stop it. And that's how I want to end today. I want to challenge you, homework, if you will, give you some homework to really just sit and ponder on, what do you like? How can you restructure this so-called American dream? Or if you're watching from somewhere else, how can you restructure what society says that we should want? And what is your God-given assignment, right? Like, what are the burdens that God put on your heart, that he placed in your heart for you to do? I really want to challenge you to that. And I'll be doing the same. So with that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video. Listen, if you found this video valuable, please consider sharing with someone who may also find this video valuable. And while you're at it, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because listen, there's so much to chat about. Bye.